One of my favorite things in the world is watching romance movies. Super unique for a teenage girl, right? But really, I've always been a little bit in love with, well, love. Because in the world of a romance movie for 100 minutes or so, it's like the world is made for its characters. Everything is how it ought to be, painted over with this beautiful, rosy film. And so I spent a lot of my life watching all of the classics. When Harry Met Sally, The Notebook, Pride and Prejudice, you name it, I've probably watched it multiple times over. But there was one movie in particular that had such a profound effect on me that it changed my entire perspective on my own life and person. No, it wasn't some Oscar-winning film or a groundbreaking documentary. In 2018, the hit Netflix movie To All the Boys I Loved Before was released. And for 7th grade Izzy, it was big. For those of you who are unfamiliar, To All the Boys I Loved Before is about a Korean-American girl, Lara Jean, navigating the treacherous battlefield that is love and dating in high school. It's awkward and cringy. Some people would say that the writing and acting could be better. But for me, a 12-year-old Asian-American girl struggling with who she was and her place in the world, it was groundbreaking. For the first time in my life, I saw that rosy, romantic world I had fallen in love with made for someone like me. I was able to see myself as the girl who gets the boy, falling in love, struggling with emotion and identity, and being a teenager. It was the first time I saw that being the main character and being Asian American could coexist. It was simple, but to me, it was everything. At the time, I didn't even realize how impactful watching that movie for the first time really was to me. I didn't know how to articulate this feeling of gaining something I didn't even know I was missing. Today, I look back on Lara Jean a lot, and I think about how much she gave me. She gave me confidence. She gave me a love for myself and my racial identity. She gave me hope. But I also think about how I wish she had come sooner for my younger self. I grew up in a predominantly white community in suburban Massachusetts. As a kid, it was no secret to me that I was in fact not white, but it didn't feel like a big deal at first. No one really treated me any different, and if I didn't look in the mirror, I could practically blend in. I didn't have to be different, and it was honestly so much easier that way. Out of sight, out of mind, right? But that's just it. It's not out of sight, out of mind. Our identities are inextricably part of ourselves, and we shouldn't have to grow up believing that in order to succeed, be happy, be valued, be loved, that we have to separate ourselves from those identities and hide behind a veil of sameness. In fact, that mindset is incredibly counterproductive. Not only do our identities undeniably inform the way we interact with the world, they can be an incredibly valuable source of power, joy, and brilliance. Research shows that diversity in workplaces statistically increases creativity and innovation. And companies with diverse workforces are 35% more likely to experience greater financial profits than their non-diverse counterparts. Box office numbers reflect that audiences strongly prefer movies with diverse casts, and the same is true for live theater. So our identities are powerful. They are what make this world technicolor and rich. They do not inhibit success and joy. They are the cause of them. It is important to acknowledge that yes, representation in many sectors of society has vastly improved from, say, 50 years ago. But the reality is that my experience, that feeling of needing to blend, to be ashamed, is still common and the norm for so many kids, teens, adults even. Too often, we see ourselves portrayed as only the side characters, never the leading lady or the star. The future is built upon the imaginations of our youth. So how can we expect a bright future if a large percent of young people cannot imagine themselves as the main characters in their own lives while embracing their identities? Well, we can't. So something has to change. So what do we do about it? I'm only 16 years old, so I understand what it's like to be young and faced by these seemingly insurmountable questions. It's so easy to feel hopeless, like a drop in the ocean, subject to its currents and tides with no real power. But the amazing thing about this issue in particular is that it really is up to our generation, up to young people like us to affect change. We have the unique responsibility to become leaders because of our identities, not in spite of. If we fulfill that responsibility, the younger generations will follow. I have been so fortunate throughout my life to have been given so many opportunities to take up that responsibility, and also to have been surrounded by such brilliant peers and role models. I have met peers and teachers who were not only proud of their identities, but vocal about it too, and they showed me how brilliant and joyful and powerful that can be. They are the reason I understand why this responsibility is so important. I don't know where I'd be today without them, certainly not on this stage. I followed by their example as a leader in multiple parts of my community, with one of my favorite roles being one of the co-heads of my school's Asian Affinity group. Through my leadership, I hope to continue fostering that environment that has been so enriching in my own life for other students. Through the Pepito Opportunity Connections Transform Rhode Island Scholarship, I was given the tangible opportunity to reach out to the broader Rhode Island community with my idea to create a festival to celebrate and support BIPOC small business owners and artists. The TRIST Scholarship has also led to so many other opportunities to reach out to others and connect, including bringing me here to speak to you today. I promise if you just look around you, you will find that the opportunities for you to be a leader and inspire in your community are truly endless. So I appeal to all of you out there right now, but especially young people. Be that leader, that inspiration, that role model for the younger generations. You don't have to cure cancer. It can be as simple as pursuing what you love, whether that's art, music, writing, science, whatever it is. Do it with passion, do it with integrity, and do it with pride. And you could be the Lara Jean for someone out there without even knowing it. It might not seem world-changing, but collectively, it could be. You could be the reason some little kid doesn't have to avoid the mirror in fear of finding out that they are different. It's simple, but it's everything. Oh, and by the way, To All the Boys is still my favorite movie today. Thank you.